Day 8. All right, so you're still going to have your subtraction strategies chart available when you do your mini lesson. If you didn't yesterday, you're going to want to add to this chart the strategy of constant difference. So you're going to have to get to that point today if you didn't already. And then copies of Appendix G. This is the last investigation, really. This is what brings it all together. This one might take a couple days. It's a meaty one, but it'll be good. So today's number string jumps into the idea of constant difference right away. You're going to start with 90 minus 40, which kids should pretty quickly get. The answer is 50. But again, you're not using removal. You're not counting backwards. You're looking for the difference between 40 and 90. So 40 and 90 are what should be on your number line, and 50 is the difference between them. The next problem is thrown in there to address student misconceptions. For 91 minus 39, you put that up there. A lot of kids are going to jump to the answer being 50 again, but they are wrong because 39 is one below 40, and 91 is one above. So this actually gives us the answer of 52, which is interesting because you've got an extra one on this end and an extra one on this end. It doesn't go that like one undoes the other one like the kids are used to seeing. But then we jump right back into 91 minus 41 where they can see that 91 and 41, the difference between those two numbers, you've got an extra one here, plus like the 49 difference here, however they describe this, and this one that would be here, sort of, not imaginary, but that one that was there is no longer part of the problem, and this new one is part of the problem, so it gives you your same constant difference of 50. The rest of the problems in the number strings also lend themselves towards thinking about a constant difference to make the problem easier. So the next two go together. 52 minus 38 is 14. And you can go ahead and do that if the kids need to see it out again, or you can have them already start thinking ahead to the next one. You could even post these two problems together if you felt like that was the right teaching move. So you could describe this in terms of ages because that's the connection. You could even say, if I want to find the difference between my grandma who's 52, no, well, that doesn't make sense. Someone who's 52 and someone who's 38, if I want to find the age difference between them, I could think about the problem about, well, in 2 years, the 38-year-old is going to be 40, and the 52-year-old will be 54, and it's much easier to think about 54 minus 40, that's 14. So right now, the age difference also has to be 14 years. Then when you get through that discussion, you can go on to just 63 minus 38 without the additional problem, without the leading problem, and see if they can figure out how to turn this into an easier problem. Instead of doing 63 minus 38, jumping up 2 to 40, 20 to 60, then 3 more to 63, that you could just right away think about this as 65, difference between 65 and 40, that you're shifting it by 2 in the problem before you even think about the answer. Then for the last two, same thing, 172 minus 49. See if you can get them to change the problem to 173 minus 50. And 174 minus 89, see if they can shift that to 175 minus 90, or even from there to 185 minus 100. That's a super easy problem to do. But this is a really tricky problem to do, but you can change this into that by just shifting where the difference is on the number line. It's a really neat trick once they get empowered with being able to use it. The investigation today is like the culmination of this whole project. It's where the kids make the book about their families. So this is kind of a big deal. For this one worksheet, they're really doing 3 things. One is they're restating their day 6 answers of how old each person is now. Then they're finding out how many years it will be until the child becomes those ages. And then how old will that person be then? So these are 3 the first one's just restating, but 2 very different things. One's subtraction, one's addition. You have to choose different numbers for each problem each time. And then they're doing this for maybe 4 different family members. So this is really like 12 different math problems that they're doing. You're probably going to want to give them more paper than this one sheet, or make a choice. Either give them lots of scrap paper to work on, and this is the one sheet that holds it all together, or give them one sheet of this paper for each family member to show it on, or just another totally separate sheet that keeps track of all of this stuff in a more organized way. But I would guess that they're going to need more paper, more like worksheet support to keep track of all of these steps. That said, this is the final thing, so once they're done with this, they'll be able to like make a nice picture for the cover of the book and put it all together and feel really good about that. And that is basically it for the Day 8 Activities Investigations.